I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never found a peace that comes from watching my fishes as they swim about their home. My heart is happy and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishes are in my home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Well, I think I'm here. Give me a heads up if I. Give me a heads up if I'm back. My internet went out for a moment. It seems to be back. Tell me if you got me. Let's see. I'm picking up. I guess so. Madness. That was opportune, wasn't it? Seeing very, very good. Ah, well, that's crazy. We had a great start, and Data's not here. She went to the dentist yesterday, sat in the chair the entire day. She is so beat up today that she's hardly able to function. That's why it's good to start early. Yeah, that's true, Dre. Absolutely. And that really is why I start early, because there are always things going wrong. It's just bizarre. Totally bizarre. So we got the end of the song. For those of you who heard it, we'll play it again at the end if we're still here. Hey, my. Let's see. We get back in gear now. We had a question early on. Betta wanted to know about moving. It's really pretty simple. You've got I think he said he has a 20-gallon. So all you need to do is draw the water down. Depending on how long you're going to be gone, will determine whether you need to take the fish out. You've got shrimp and snails and 37 fish. So if you, with that many fish, I would take most of them out. Put them in a bucket with an air stone. Get yourself a battery operated air stone and let that go in there. They'll be okay in there for days, so long as you don't put food in. If you put food in, you stand the chance of killing them because it'll create an ammonia content that you won't have any way of coping with. So no food for the duration of the time they were in the bucket. None, absolutely none at all, not even a little bit, not a flake, absolutely no food at all. Your fish will not starve to death, but they will die if you put food in the bucket. I absolutely guarantee it. It is a death sentence to feed fish that are in a bucket. Don't do it. Don't do it. There's still going to be people who hear this and do it. You watch. Father Fish, why did you tell me to feed my fish when we're in the bucket? Right. Because I'm an imbecile. That's why. Don't listen to an imbecile. Jeez. So it's important to get that because the person making that claim is an imbecile, but they can't admit it. So they deliberately misrepresent what they hear in order to prove they're right about everything and that everybody else is wrong. So the way to deal with them is to admit you're wrong up front and that they should never listen to you. What they will do then is, because they're essentially perverse, they will listen to you and follow every single thing you say because you're stupid and they know you're going to screw up because you said so. You can't get over on me. Just keep trying. Oh, dear Lord. What are we doing here? Dock the skies. Hello? Hello? No food. Right. Anyway, so you take out most of the fish, put them in a bucket with an air stone. It's important to do the air stone. You may not need it, but you're better off with it than without it. Reduce the water level to an inch. Leave the plants in. Just try to pat them down. You might cover the whole thing with saran wrap to keep it from evaporating. That'll keep your plants from drying out. Pick it up, set it down in a firm place in the car, carry it to where you're going, pick it up, put it in place, refill it, put the fish back in, hook everything up, and you're good to go. If you're traveling a few hours, it's just super simple. I brought one tank up. I brought this one up from Florida. It was actually empty down to about an inch with fish in it, not many, a few, for better than a week. I'm going to say it was close to 2 weeks, probably 10 days. We were 2 to 3 days on the road, and I broke it down because I had to take it outside a good week before we moved. So it was like a week and a half, about 10 days before I finally got it back here. And it took a day or two then to get it in place and to refill it. But I did not lose anything. I only had a few fish in it, and they were natives. They did fine. The plants did fine. It wasn't an issue at all. I had about 1 inch of water in. And it took 2 men to carry it. That's a fairly big tank. It weighs, with the sand in it, probably 100 plus pounds, 125 pounds, say. So it's heavy, enough for two strong men. Anything bigger than that, don't even try it. If you've got like a 75 or up, take all the substrate out and then dump it back in and recap it with new sand. And it'll be fine. You're not really going to lose the substrate. It'll be fine. You can take out some of the sand, or you can get it out easily without getting into the dirt, and then just mix the rest of it together. Take it all out, dump it in a bucket, bring it over to the new location, dump it back in the tank, level it out. It's really important to level the dirt. Don't have hills and mounds in the dirt, because then when you put the sand in, some of it will be that close to the surface, some of it will be that close. It'll make a mess. It has to be level. Put the sand in, and then you're good to go. Really pretty simple. Keep it easy. Texan Kid wants to know about a heater. I think it's always a good idea to have a heater. For a couple of reasons. One of which is you need to be able to maintain a stable temperature. And with a heater, you can do that. Now, I maintain a temperature in my tanks of about 82 degrees. A lot of people maintain a 75 to 78 degree temperature. I don't think it makes a world of difference. I find that at 82, the fish are more consistently healthy and vigorous. At 75, if it drops 5 degrees, then you're down to 70. You're getting into risky territory. At 82, if it drops to 78, 77, you're still okay. If it goes up 5 degrees to 87, you're still okay. I just find that generally speaking, if your temperature is in the low 80s, that's consistent with the temperatures in the tropics, which are like mid 80s to low 90s. A temperature of 92 is not too high, although it can be a risk factor, particularly if you don't have adequate circulation, because that by virtue of that temperature, the biology is much more intense, and you can drop the O2 level more quickly. So by having better water movement, that exchange is going to be able to take place more dependably. Sun and moon. I've been pretty good, sun and moon. I've been struggling with my diet and basically failing for about 6 months now. So I need to somehow get serious about it and lose another 20 pounds. I really need to get 20 more pounds off. I don't seem to be able to do it. I am emotion eating. I've been under a fair amount of stress lately because of the new shop and the business and the responsibilities I've taken on for other people, and I've managed to use all of my available resources to build and support that network, so I don't have any play in it. It's a common problem I run into. I don't understand the nature of profit. Never have. I grew up in a nonprofit environment. My father was a minister. I've never understood saving. And much to my detriment. I always tend to want to convert resources into people, basically. Yeah, I want to get them out there. As a result, I've got 10 people working on this operation and doing amazing things, just phenomenally amazing things. But it has pushed me to the point where I'm starting to fall behind, and that's not good. So I don't know quite what to do about it. I'm hoping this fall things are going to pick up. If they don't, then the size of my organization will need to be reduced, and that will be very painful. Right, Mermaid is not well. If she was going to try to hang in here, chat with us. I don't know if she is. Texan Kid. You did. I thought I gave you a wrench. I did. Okay. Oh. Let's see. Oh, Prodigious One has a new setup to show us, but he's not home yet. So, Dino Sauce, heard to reduce feeding about 24 hours ahead. Always a good idea, particularly if you're gonna ship fish. But if you're gonna put them in a bucket or in some kind of other than the tank kind of situation, it's good not to feed the day before. That prevents waste from fouling the water. So yeah, let them go hungry. Christian B, hello. Let's see. We are show and tell tonight. I think I have the link up. So you can click on the link and we'll be happy to bring you up. Dina is in the chat. She's not well, but she looks great. Got to see her earlier with her new face, and she's back to being gorgeous. So that's really nice, and I know she's going to appreciate being able to get back and not suffering from the dentist. Can you keep Cribbies in a community with Galaxy rasbora. Galaxy rasbora, yeah, the cribbies are not going to bother them. Crebensis are essentially a bottom dweller. They stay on or close to the bottom. They're rarely more than a few inches above the bottom. They don't really lay on the bottom, but they're looking for food along the bottom, and they also spawn on the bottom. They spawn in caves. They will build a cave if need be by digging under a flat rock or something laying on the surface, and then they flip over and lay their eggs on the roof of the cave, which protects the eggs, of course, from detritus falling on them. And then when the babies hatch, they fall into a little cup that they've dug out, a little concave bowl that they've dug out, and they keep them in there until they're free swimming. So once they're free swimming, you'll see little babies coming to the mouth of the cave and darting out a little bit and going back in. It's really cute. They're a delightful fish to breed, and they will breed in a community tank with no difficulty at all. Once the babies are coming out, then you really need to remove as many of the babies as you want to try to save, because they'll be too tiny and they'll eventually get eaten up. But they can lay their eggs in the community tank. They can hatch their babies. They can bring their babies up to swim size, and they'll even guard them for the first few days as they're swimming around. Eventually, the babies get picked off. So once the parents start swimming around with them, use a siphon and siphon out as many as you can, and then grow them out in a small 10-gallon tank or even a 5-gallon tank, feeding brine shrimp and whatever other kind of live food you can manage. Oh, what else? Joey Director, nice to see you. Diamond Tetras, let's get you a wrench. Doom Pie, click some ads. Are you coming to the class? Yes, I will be there Saturday. I'm going to be getting there early Saturday morning. I'll be staying all day and then leaving when it's over on Saturday. So I will not be there Friday. I will not be there Sunday, but I will be there all day Saturday. So hopefully that's the day folks are coming. I'll be able to see you. We'll be able to chat. It'll be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. And I've got some staff coming with me, so we're going to really have a good time. What if you keep your room warm? I would still use a heater. By warm, do you mean 82 degrees or do you mean 75 to 78? You can do that and it'll be okay. However, you're running the risk of the fish getting ick. They will get ick at 75 degrees. They'll get ick at 78 degrees, truthfully. Anything below 80, and they will get ick. If you're at 82, that almost never happens. At 82, you can pretty well keep ick at bay. Of course, at 85, it drops off and just becomes dormant. But at 82, it's much less active. It is a cold water parasite. So if your water is cool to cold, then you run the risk of the ick parasite being able to um, being able to infect your fish population. Where are we? Have I been getting out on the boat? No, I haven't. It's been busy. I'm not going to do it this weekend. I'm hoping maybe once more before it starts getting cold. There is a place I want to get back to that I know I can catch some things that I really want for the tank. So, gonna try to do it. There's another trip I need to take, but it's about an hour and a half, and I just haven't done it yet. That's back to my old stomping grounds on Kent Island. I'm not even sure I would be able to put a boat in there and get to where I want to go. And I don't know anything about grass flats anymore. I don't know anything about what's happened to grass flats in the last 25 years in the bay. I've only found one. And that one was actually pretty good. But it's very, very difficult to get to. It means crossing open water for a good half hour down at Chincoteague, I guess. Crisfield. At Crisfield. Anyway. Adam is saying, order your plants and fish now. Let's see, do I still have, yeah. Let me mention something. Do we have the packs? I don't think we do. Here's the stem plant pack. This is our single most popular item. We sell 50 or more of these a week. We also have two other packs. One is rooted plants, which includes swords, vallisneria, cryptocoranes, and something else. I don't remember what. Probably smaller carpeting plants. The other package we have is a specialty package, which has ferns, mosses, bulbs, anubias, non-rooted plants, or bulb plants. But we're going to do two others. We're going to do I think an 8-pack of swords, which will be 4 different kinds of swords. Two species each of 4 different kinds of sword plants, and then also do a vallisneria pack, 4 different species, 2 each, and those are going to run, I think, about $49. I think that, yeah, I believe they're 49, and I believe they're up. I think I've got them posted. I probably don't have pictures, but I do have them posted. There are other items we have that are not listed. I do have some fish. If there are specific fish you want that you've seen in a video, send me an email and I'll give you a price on them. I can ship fish and I'm happy to do so. I don't have them all up yet. Also, I have a number of items like the big sets of tweezers. I've got a couple of these guys. These are $30, I think. You can send me a note if you're looking for any of those kinds of things. I've got some large 10-inch nets. They're 25, I believe. Anything like that. I do have sponge filters, 5-inch sponge filters. I'll try to get as much of that listed as I can. It's kind of getting out of hand. We need to revamp the store to make it easier to get the stuff. We're getting too many categories, and now there are 2 new categories that are coming in. We're gonna be carrying salamanders and newts and probably frogs and turtles, and we also are going to be carrying bog plants, pond plants, those kinds of things. So that'll be 2 entirely new groups of items. So we'll try to get our store page set up so it'll be easier to navigate it and find what you're looking for. But in the meantime, if there's something you want that you cannot find listed, and you want to get it from Father Fish, send me an email. You can do that right on the store, and I'll work with you. We'll get the order put together, and I'll get it out to you. I can do that, and I'm happy to do it. Diamond Tetra says, I'm totally addicted to fish keeping now. Love your content. Well, thank you so much. That's happening to so many people who are finding this system so easy to do that they just are into MTS. It's multi-tank syndrome, getting more and more tanks and loving it. And it's really exciting to see that, and exciting to see so many people become really active fish enthusiasts, not having one tank that's failing all the time, but having a dozen that are screaming successes. That's our commitment to you. Oops, I could polite lady fell asleep. That was a 5-minute nap. Mermaids can bite, says Adam, particularly with new teeth. Oh, let's see. Do I have this linked? I'm going to pin it. Pin it. I'm reading these comments. Beto says, I just got 5 new aquariums. Soon get many items for your website, plants, and supplements. I do have some hardscape. I'm going to be building that too. I've got some driftwood. I'll be building more driftwood, more rocks, more of that kind of thing. I do have access to some botanicals, so I'm trying to work on that too. There's a commercial product that's out of botanicals. I'm not sure I want to do it. It's a little pricey for what you get, and I think I can do better. But we'll see. If it turns out to be a good deal, I may do it anyway. Yeah, the stem plant is the best for a starter tank, because they're guaranteed to grow. They grow fast. They blossom out. They'll teach you a lot about growing plants and about what to do to control the growth, about how to prune and when to prune, when not to prune, what to do about waste, how to deal with dying plants, all of this stuff. Because the package contains 16 different species of plant, you really are put to the test to learn about a whole lot all at once. So it's a great immersion teaching plan where you find out pretty quickly what you like, what you don't like, what grows well and what doesn't. So it's really, and then if there's something in particular you want to order more of them, you can do that. If it's not listed, again, contact me, ask me about it. I'm happy to do special orders of whatever it is you want. Thackeray. Here we go. Found the soil video too late and built two wall-set aquariums, adding leaves under the sand. There's only organic potting soil. No, just keep adding leaves. Cap it with sand, keep adding leaves. Now, what some folks have done is they have frozen into small cubes the the success pack, the the um, the the nutrient enrichment pack, and then as frozen cubes, slip them down into the deeper part of the substrate, and that actually works pretty well. You can get away with that. Somebody just came up. Let's see who's here. It is NC.
Hey, Father Fish.
Hey, NC. How are you?
Good. Do you know where Dina went? I just joined.
Yeah, she's not feeling well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
she was
if
at
you're in the
the
chat,
yeah. She's
if
in
you're in the chat, Dina, if you're in the chat, I love you. Please keep what you're doing. Get well soon.
right. Absolutely. So what are you doing?
So I just want to give y'all a quick announcement. I just placed an order for 12 Super Red Plecos.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
So
Wow.
we're going to be having a Pleco paradise in the fish room.
A Pleco paradise. Goodness.
I sold some of the guppies, like the 24 karat gold ones. I just didn't want them anymore.
Okay.
A Pisto is still doing fine.
Looking good. Do you have a pair? I think you do, don't you?
Yep, pair.
Yeah. Be nice to get them spawning.
Yep, these are the Super Reds I got from the auction.
Okay. That looks good.
Right here we have the Super Red pair.
Right.
My original Super Red pair I got before I even met you.
Right.
These guys are really old. Nothing in here. This one's gonna be another Pisto tank. Green dragons, grow outs, the
How many
plants.
how many green dragons do you have?
I haven't counted them, but I would estimate like 50 in this tank.
Oh my word, really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to buy some from you.
Well, you gotta wait until they get to. Well, I have this pair available right now. This guy, he's a big guy. I don't know if you can see him.
Yeah, I have one.
It's a male, and I have him listed for $50 for the pair. I don't know where the female went, but the female's in here somewhere. But I have a male and a female for $50.
Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal.
I try to keep my prices as fair as possible.
Good for you.
And in here, I sold some of the guppies. I'm probably gonna like put more fish in here, but this is gonna be like a guppy breeding tank.
Very good.
And I also got this is a nice shrimp I got from the auction.
Oh.
Don't know what kind it is, but I got it for $1 for a pack of 5. No one wanted it, so I just swooped in and took it for $1.
Well, there's a deal.
Yep. And I graded my guppies high quality from low quality and stuff like that.
Bravo.
So the high qualities are in this tank, and low qualities are in here for sale.
Nice.
Yep.
Looking
So that's
good. What else?
that's basically it. Honestly, the fish room's thriving. Everything's doing fine. I haven't lost too many fish, but when the winter comes, I think I'm gonna lose a few for sure. I'm not in doubt with that, which is sad, but I'm not too confident about the winter.
Yeah, you're in a garage and it's not heated. You can need
I
the
see all my tanks.
You do. Okay, well that's good.
So I think we're gonna have to insulate the garage. We're gonna have to do everything possible, but every single winter, garage or no garage, I seem to lose at least one fish at some point,
Well,
somewhere, somehow.
one is not too bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
And if anyone in the chat ships, I would love to get a Daphnia culture going. I need a Daphnia culture
Um,
for the plecos.
right.
I don't know the sex of this one yet, though.
The Phillips Fish Works is doing Daphnia culture.
Okay, so I gotta go.
Yeah, go with him or bring it up on in the show. There will be somebody there with some. I'm trying to do the same thing right now with that and scuds. I just set up 4 or 5 gallon tubs
Yep.
to start getting culture going in them. Green water. Green water is the key. You need green water first, then you can keep anything.
Yep. I need to grow some green water.
Right.
So yeah, that's basically it. I'm probably gonna take down this tank and put all the plants in here, cause I don't know. I just want to take this tank down, cause I want to make it into a pleco grow out tank, cause I'm
Sounds
a pleco
good.
person.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Nice to see you.
Yep. Nice to see you too, Father Fish.
Hmm.
Dina, hope you get better, and I'll see you Sunday.
Right. Take care for now. Bye for now, NC.
Bye. Oh yeah, I also get the cast off in tomorrow. So.
Oh, bravo.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Right.
Bye.
Bye. NC. A bright young man. Oh. Tony is here. Hello, Tony. Bye, your mama. She's got an exciting project. You want to show it to us? Can you do that? She got a really cool project. The building an outdoor tray for growing plants out, specifically Vallisneria. It looks like apple cider. It's actually diet green tea and grapefruit juice. A curious mix. Diet green tea and grapefruit. Oh, so what else is going on? I don't even know. I mentioned the fact that we're talking about trying to get a new channel off the ground. Everything seems to get pushed back by the week, but there is forward momentum with that. And I think once we get it up and start posting, it'll take on a life of its own. Things have a way of doing that. Who dis? Ruben Ubasa. Hey,
Hello, Father Fish.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. That's a pretty tank.
Thank you. So I haven't been here in a while because I've been renovating my tank. So So I switched over to like having more rooted plants.
Yes.
So I have some Vallisneria in there, and then I got a lot of like grass going out.
Yep. It looks
And
wonderful. Very
so I got a few guppies, male guppies. They kind of look like leopard guppies things.
right.
Yeah, and then there they are. I got three male, and I'm looking to getting some more females soon.
Very cool tank.
And then my emerald corridor has been like more confident going out when I have more fish in the tank.
Not interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is my tank. So I recently got my mom a Betta tank. I started a Betta tank for my mom,
Oh, very
and
good.
yeah, I'll show it to you. So here is the 3 gallon Betta tank.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I got some Ludwigia repens and then Storgini repens, some Rotella indica, and water wisteria. And this is the male Betta.
Oh, he's gorgeous.
Yeah, very gorgeous. And my mom named him Barney.
Barney. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I just set this up yesterday, and it's clearing. The water's been clearing out nicely.
Yeah, looks good. Looks great. Nice. Thank you, Ruben. That's very nice.
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
Have a nice day.
You're very well. Where are you located, Ruben?
Alaska.
Alaska. Oh my.
Yes.
So I'm sure I know you have trouble getting stuff.
Yeah. Most of the hardware department store here doesn't have the basic soil mixture that you have, like peat moss, cocoa coir, or like regular topsoil. So what I did is just like I used the Whitney Farms organic potting soil because it mostly has the ingredients that you have, which is like peat moss, worm casting, and
Yep.
soil. Yeah.
Exactly right. It certainly does.
So
Yeah. Any garden supply store. That's really where I get the ingredients is from garden supply stores.
Mm-hmm.
Garden supply industry.
Yeah.
The only difference is the Preda, and I spent a long time researching Preda, and I finally I was trying to do char and carbon and all of this, and I finally realized that the key to Preda, Terra Preda, is organics. It's the biology of the soil that makes the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been doing that from the beginning. That's what the food web is.
Yeah.
The food web is bringing organics into the soil, into the environment, so that it can become healthy and productive. Without the biology, without the organics, you really cannot grow plants because the plants depend on microorganisms to break down the soil to make it accessible to the plants. That's the principle of Terra Preta. And it's the principle of these tanks as well. So getting that food web going in there is fundamental to making it happen. That's beautiful. Very pretty tank.
Thank you. And yeah, I since it's fall now in Alaska, all the leaves have dropped. So in the garage, I have like a big bag full of like just like dried leaves.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
I've been putting some, as you can see, they're already like decayed in here, and like some are already precipitating down the soil.
Yep.
I mean the sand. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, like it's been going great, and yeah.
Nice.
Thank you for the method, Father Fish. Like it's made like fish keeping more like more I like more about learning than stressing out about like what you gotta do or like put chemicals and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's less a lab experiment and more a garden.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Right. Well, thank you, Ruben.
Thank you.
Appreciate what you're doing.
I appreciate you too, Father Fish.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Bye.
And we have Casey Vickers.
Hello,
Hi, Casey. How are you?
I'm doing good. I was here this Sunday, and
Yeah,
I came and I just wanted to show you like a little update.
you need
So
to
I got
turn your camera the other way. It's not landscaping. Yeah,
oh okay.
that's fine.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. So I was here and I went out into the woods into a local creek and then I got some more leaves, so I put them along the bottom here. And I got like a big bag as well, and I'm slowly adding more and more. There's actually some floating at the top here. And then I added some shrimp and a little bit more like sand in certain spots. And I'm
Yeah.
also setting up another tank because I wanted to try to breed some of these neocaradinas.
Oh, nice.
So I'm setting up a little 10-gallon. And I'm going to try your method again to see if it works out for me.
Yeah, it's a great way to be able to do shrimp. The key to doing shrimp is to not have any fish in the tank because the fish eat the baby shrimp, so you never get babies.
Right.
So you really can't get away with like even having a Betta.
Right.
Betta loves baby shrimp. It's a favorite food.
Okay. Good to know. I wasn't planning on keeping any fish in here, so but if I do, I won't
Yeah,
put them in the
let
fish
it
tank.
talk you into it, right?
And also, thank you. I saw your video on or someone was talking about pond snails, and
Yeah,
I was like, oh yeah, I love snails. I'll have some snails in my tank. And then I was like, and then you were like, well, the female can lay 300 eggs a day. So if you don't get them fast, your tank is gonna be overrun. And then I saw like 4 or 5 in my tank, and I immediately crushed them. And I was like checking my leaves for the jungle valve to see if there were any eggs on them, and I was like taking them off. So now we're looking pretty clear. Like I only see like very tiny ones on occasion, and I crush them.
right.
And
Yeah,
then
if you
the
stay
ram's horn are
with it,
still
you'll
there.
be able to defeat them. It's the kind of thing you have to stay with
Okay.
because invariably, when you get new plants in, they're going to be pond snails or bladder snails on them. It just the farms cannot get rid of them,
All right.
so you're kind of stuck for it. It just means being disciplined. You can do loaches. The problem is they'll go after other kinds of snails as well, so it's not quite as desirable a fix. Now they won't
Yeah.
go after neorites or mystery snails, so you can do those with gobies and with
Okay.
loaches. But you don't want to
Okay.
do
Thank you.
regular shrimp anyway. Yeah, that's gonna
Right.
be fun. That'll be great.
Yes. Thank
Thank
you so much for the method.
thank
I'll
you,
let you
Keith.
know the other tank once I get it set up.
Great. Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
All right. Who do we have here? We have Joey Drucker. Hey, Joey.
Hey, Father Fish. Thanks for pronouncing my name right. Right here's my 45-gallon hexagon. I have 2 female bettas. They do really weird things that I never knew they did. They
Like what?
they like lay on their side and like they like to like take naps up at the surface. I never knew that they did that.
What are your floating plants? Is that duckweed or is that something else?
This is some duckweed and it's mixed with this. When I got it, it was called cloud plant. It's like this like weird stemmy thing.
It looks like Rickia. It
Recchia?
is. It's Rickia. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
cool. Yeah, I never knew it
extremely
was actually.
desirable. Yeah, it's a very desirable plant.
Oh wow,
I
I have an
thought that's
abundance
what it
of
was. Yeah, very nice.
Cool. That's good to know. I have a red-tailed shark. He's becoming quite the bully, though. I got him
Me
at the
too.
fish store because he was being picked on, and he's only gotten worse. Or
Right.
she.
Right. Well,
So-
they won't kill anything.
Yeah, that's what I
Their
realized. They
kids
just
are-
like to chase,
Yeah, they like to chase, but they don't injure.
and they don't stop. That's the only thing.
And
They just don't
stop.
stop.
That's true. Yeah.
And this is a like model boat I put in there. This tank's probably like 2.5, 3 years old now.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really great. I actually started rooting plants in here. I got like a snake plant growing a root.
Oh, very cool.
Got some pothos. There's my Betta being weird, like I said. I have another female in here somewhere. Oh, there she is in the back being weird. So,
Yeah, I like that Rickia. That's really nice.
yeah, I really like it too. And my goldfish downstairs love it.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll show you my guppy tank over here.
Good. Oh, put some of that in with the guppies.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay,
You know,
I
it's
will.
a great place for baby guppies to hide out.
Yeah, this tank's been frustrating me a little bit because I have this horrible algae growing on the crypts. Because this was like a crypt and guppy grow out tank and cardinal flower, and then everything just got like hair algae.
Yeah, put some of that plant in there. That will also help to control the algae.
Okay, you got it. Thank you for that. And I got my little 3D printed boat they like to push around. This I pulled out of a pond. I'm not too sure. I think it's called spider lily. Yeah, that's the spider lily, which is really neat. And I have this pothos and an iris that I pulled out of a pond.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you. And this is my giant pothos that goes around my bedroom.
Oh my word.
I know the plant lady's not here, but I'm sure she'd appreciate that in the chat.
You bet.
So, well, thank you for having me, Father Fish. I watch
Oh,
your
thank
show.
you, Joe. I appreciate you. Where do you hail from? Where do you
I'm
live?
from Blackwood, New Jersey. I'm sorry,
Oh, you're
Williamstown, New Jersey. I just moved.
Where is Blackwood?
South Jersey, South New Jersey.
Oh, we're pretty close. We're neighbors.
Oh, sweet. Good to know.
I'm in Salisbury, Maryland.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's like about 3-4 hours away.
Yeah, about that, right?
Awesome. And this is a little tunnel that I 3D printed, and the shark sleeps in there at night.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So, well, thank you for having me, Father Fish.
Okay, thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Let's see. And we have Jacob Wade.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, Jacob.
How you doing?
How are
So
you?
look, pretty good. So look at this. So this is over 2 foot already long. Look at this.
Well, you know how big that gets? I have had them 6 feet long.
Look at that. It's actually working now. The Vallisneria. It just took a little bit for it to take off.
Yeah, that's Sagittarius, actually. It gets that big.
This is Vallisneria, and then that's Sagittarius. Sagittarius is coming up too because I think I got tall Sagittarius. I don't think I have dwarf. Dwarf would not come up all the way.
Yeah, there are about 6 different species of Sagittarius.
And then if you look back there, you see that? Is that normal for that Anubius to be having that? Is that just because that thing, the flower itself is trying to open?
I don't know what that is. I can't really tell. I mean,
Because see, it's right there. It's on the Anubius, but it's right there at the see where the I mean, you can see the flower. It looks like it's opening. I'm just guessing that's what it's doing. It's just opening.
yeah, it looks like it.
And then I cut this back because this was starting to get a little hectic. So I'm letting this grow. And so there's Vallisneria. So roots up. Is it because the Vallisneria is not deep enough?
No. No, it's growing naturally.
And then I'm getting all these little ones coming up, which is, as long as they're green, from what I'm understanding, that's a plus. All these little baby ones coming in, see, like right there, that's green. That
Yep.
means all these runs are really healthy. And then
Yeah.
this one's coming up. This one's almost to the top. And then this thing is just bushing crazy up top.
Oh, you were right. Looking good, Jacob. Looking good.
So I looked at it. So since I've bought plants from you, I've had all your plants in here about 2 months. And altogether on October 18th of this month, it would be exactly 4 months that this tank has actually been perfectly sustained itself. And my wife and all that, they're just amazed at how much growth has happened within that short period of time. And I try to explain to them it's because I understand how the system works. You have something that's fighting your system is going to give you problems. You got to make sure that everything works together with your system. That's how it does in nature. So do it like it would in nature, and you're going to have your best outcome. I haven't touched nothing in this tank.
Looking
You can't
good.
get any clearer, and nothing's got ick, nothing's banging itself, nothing's dying, nothing's getting any bacterial diseases. All their poop is natural. It's nothing's like showing any type of disease. They're not getting flared up gills. Everything's just normal. Look, they just want to play, you know.
Right. Yeah,
And
pretty
then
healthy tank. Pretty healthy tank.
look, she's healthy.
Too full of eggs too.
She is. Both of them are then.
Both of them are, yeah.
Now, how do I get her to drop her eggs?
Well, you need a male.
Okay. Does it have to be a black one?
Well, no, it doesn't have to be. It could be a silver, or it could be one of those blues.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that could happen. But
Those red eyes, man.
you got to be able to collect the eggs because all the other fish will eat the eggs.
Well, see, my swordtails, I've noticed it. My Cory cat ran up this glass right here, and she shot about 15 eggs right here. And I'd say within the next 2 minutes, if that, my male swordtail came over and started eating all the eggs off of it. I said, "Oh wow!"
Yeah, you got to get them right away.
But for too long, I'm gonna be gutting this off of it and just running my biofilters, and
Right.
I'm eliminating all this high tech. I mean, it's really cool to have it. It is. It really helps systems out a little bit. But my system is to the point where it actually does not need this. It actually really does not. I've taken this off several times already within the 4 months that I've had this, and my fish used to freak out anytime I would take something off. And I've had just both my sponge filters running, and nothing freaked out or any. Uh, the
I think
oxygen level that's already needed in my tank. It's already there. I'm guessing with how everything's functioning, I guarantee you I'm around that parts per million where you said I should be at in a natural tank, which is your 9 to about 12 parts per million on a healthy tank with no CO2. That's all just plants giving it oxygen. So I'm guessing I'm around that area, at least 7 to 9 parts per million. I have to be. I have so much growth, I can't stop it.
looking good, Jacob. Thank you. Oh, what's going on in the chat here? Thackeray. Did I give Thackeray a wrench? I did not. The conversation about Terra Preta earlier. It's really important to understand what's at stake with soil. Having healthy soil is not simply a matter of having all of the elements of the soil properly constituted. You have to have the organic component as well, because it's the organic component, the bacteria, the archaea, the fungus, the microfauna, the microalgae, all of those are what converts the soil into nutrient for the plant. So without the biology, the plant can't thrive. So the stronger that biology is, the healthier the plants are going to be, because the more nutrition will be available to them. So bringing that food web into the tank is a fundamentally critical component of a healthy tank. You can get a certain amount of it naturally, just through the air. You can buy some bacteria and seed it with that, but it's not going to be broad spectrum. It's not going to be the 1,000 species of bacteria, the unknown thousands of species of archaea, all of the variety of fungus, plus the microalgae, the microfauna, all of which work together to make the soil effectively nutritious for the plants. Without them, it isn't. It cannot be, because they need to break it down. So when you think about farming and what has been going on for the last 50 to 75 years in farming, that's finally breaking down. It's finally giving way to a realization that the soil is depleted by fertilizing. It actually destroys soil. It does not build it up, because it provides a very limited range of nutrients that force the plant in a direction that does not support a broad spectrum living environment. Which is why some of the more advanced farm systems today are depending on the terra preta concept. Think about this. There were, according to recent research, there were 20 million people living in South America during the Aztec period. 20 million people. Hundreds, if not thousands, of cities of 50,000 people. That's a big city. That's not a small town. That's not a little town. It's a sizable city. I live in a city that has about 30,000, and it feels like it's a big town. At 50,000, it would be double. it would be twice as big as it is. There were countless cities of that size throughout South America. So, how did they feed a population of 20 million people? Now, keep in mind, the jungle was not there. There was no jungle. The Amazon did not exist the way it does today. It was all farmed. It was all cultivated. People were living on it, living in it. Terra Preta was the key. Now, Terra Preta did not happen by accident. It was the result of substantial science. There have been countless attempts to duplicate it, none of which have been as successful as the original Terra Preta. That material is so powerful. If you take a handful of it and you spread it on barren earth, within 1 year, that earth is rich. The soil has built up a life and a fecundity that is able to produce tremendous plant growth. So it is searched for, and they find it essentially in pits. They find it in areas where it has survived for hundreds and hundreds of years as a very rich culture. We can duplicate that in our aquariums. We duplicate that by bringing into the aquarium as much living organisms, microorganisms, as we possibly can. Now, aquatic microorganisms are different in some respects from terrestrial microorganisms. So while we can go out in a garden and get a handful of dirt and throw it in the tank, that will not be nearly as effective as collecting leaf mulch and mulch from a body of water, running water, pond water, whatever. Running water is frankly better. It's healthier. Collect a handful of that, and in small portions at a time, bringing into the tank. Small portions, because if you bring a whole lot in, you're going to overwhelm your tank with the biology. You need to do it gradually and slowly so you can build it up. In a matter of months, you can build it to the point where that tank will be able to support countless numbers of fish and plants. The more plants you have growing in it, the more fish can be living in it. And they really depend on each other. I get comments from folks all the time saying, well, I've got fish in my tank and I don't want to put plants in yet, or have plants in my tank, I don't want to put fish in yet. That's wrong thinking. The fish and plants require each other. It's the same with us here on the earth. We require plants in order to be able to survive on this planet. And the plants require animal life in order for them to be able to survive. It's an inextricable bond, which if broken, causes the death of both. So we need plants in our tank. It is critical, fundamental to have plants in our tank. To do that, we need a substrate that is rich enough to support those plants. We get that rich substrate by providing the basics of what is needed for good soil, and then adding to it the biological life that's required to be able to generate the nutrients in a digestible form for the plants. So it all works together. And it gives us a thing of beauty. It gives us a living, thriving environment. I'm here to tell you that the reason, somebody was saying to me today, why is it so many people are hard-headed about this and poo-poo it and say it's stupid and it never works and it's absolutely ignorant? They say that because they honestly have never experienced anything even close to a living environment in an aquarium. They really don't have a clue about what it is. And some have dipped their finger in a little bit and gotten kind of an inkling of it and backed off. Decided, no, that's not what I want to do. You can do what you want to do. You're welcome to. It's your tank. It's your money. Do what you want to do. All we're suggesting is that if you want something that will give you the joy of fish keeping and will thrill you with the excitement of watching life, nurture life, then you really want to try this. You really do want to try it and give it an honest try. Don't just be casual enough about it to ensure you're going to fail. Because there are those who do that. They really don't want to do it, but they want to be able to poo-poo it. So they'll do like 10% and then do something that will completely destroy any possibility of being successful in order to prove it doesn't work. Well, that really doesn't prove anything. What proves this are the thousands of people who are doing it. That's the proof. And there are thousands, perhaps at this point, tens of thousands, but certainly thousands who are doing this, enjoying it, finding the power of it, being successful, being able to spawn fish and grow plants and have a tank that thrives and survives on and on and on. The proof is in doing it. It's the terra preta of the aquatic world. Oh, let's see. Tony says my MTS led me to do bigger and bigger to the point I'm doing Father Fish method ponds now that are a great success. And they are, I get probably right now about 25% of all of my corkscrew vallisneria from Tony. And she's building some bigger ponds now to be able to increase that. And we're buying that from her. She's not making enough to support herself on it, but we're getting there. It's getting better and better. Who's here? Corey. Oh my, Corey's here. Hey, Corey.
Poo poo to him, Father Fish. That's right.
How are ya?
Oh, we are here.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, he's got those electric blues in there. They are such a stunning fish. But you got two pair of them?
Yeah, two pairs, yep.
Nice, nice. Beautiful, beautiful fish. That's looking pretty good.
I agree.
All
thanks to your stem. Almost all the plants in these are Father Fish stem plants. So.
Yeah, right. Nice sword back there. little tiger lotus.
It's not a good perspective, but those are very big. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, they're doing really well, aren't they? They look great.
He's
Nice angels.
yeah.
That's a tank full of fish, isn't it?
It is.
What size tank is that? Is that a 20?
75.
Oh, it's a big one. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 75.
Nice. Nice. So you got your putty picked up today. Corey had to make a trip up into Delaware to pick up some material for a project he's involved in.
I did get my grout. Thank you for asking. It was very simple. I simply walked in, gave him my money, and walked out.
Wonderful.
I was thrilled.
I'll bet. Yeah, he was looking at a 6-hour drive to get that material and was able to find it much closer to home.
About 84 minutes round trip.
Wow, not bad at all.
So about 7.5 hours is what I was looking at.
Now, where are you at?
Dracon had asked the last time if you could breed platies in a 20, and you can.
Oh, I would say so. Yeah, absolutely.
There's swords, platies. There's all manner of goodies in here, and all you need is just lots and lots and lots of places for them to hide.
Well, that's it. You need a place for these babies to be able to stay protected.
Oh, I don't know if we could be able to see, but there are just hundreds and hundreds of babies.
Look at the little ones. Yeah, there certainly are. Look at that. It's full of
You can see the reds and some black beard there. I kind of had a little bit of a nitrate spike. Not a big deal, though. None of the fish died. It just got a little bit of black beard. I changed some water. Everything was fine.
Nice. Looking great. That's nice. See all the babies in there? Wow. That's a tank full of platies. And
I guess we can go see my
yeah.
precious little gentle angels downstairs if you want.
Sure.
Alrighty. Just take a little walk down there. Don't mind that circulating around. I'll fix that in a few minutes.
Yeah, the bunch of Africans. Yeah, I'm gonna have to break down and do it. There's a baby.
Yeah, there's
Maybe Eratus. That
them
one.
to come out, but there's quite a few of them. Hi. There's usually a few hiding back there. I don't know if you can see.
You see one.
Yeah, there's there's a lot of them.
Now you've got plants in there with Africans.
Sure do.
They said it couldn't be done. Looks like they're doing it.
Well, I mean, see, what happened was these are those really realistic silk ones.
Okay.
They're not. They're actually real plants. No, I don't know. I mean, occasionally they'll do stuff like, that. But other than that, no, they, when I abstain from feeding them for long durations of time, they will eat the plants a little bit, but for the most part, nah. No issues.
Oh, Yeah, people who had trouble doing it put one plant in, and of course, because it's new and different, everybody's going to be curious about it. But there are a lot of plants in there, and they're ignoring them.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, for the most part, they don't really even interact with the plants. Like I said, occasionally they'll sort of gang up on one to take little nibbles of it, but and like that, they'll sort of pick at the algae. But other than that, no. I mean, they don't.
And they are an algae eater. I mean, what's one of the things that's unique about these Malawi cichlids is that their teeth are designed to eat certain forms of algae, to be able to scrape certain forms of algae off the rock or off of leaves. So it's a significant portion of their natural diet, which means they will clean the leaves, and then the process may nip them a bit. But you can see it does work. There are little pieces of plant floating around. I mean, it's not a perfect system. But,
No, that's not from them. That's basically just, growing pains. The plants have only been in there for probably about 7 days, so they're going to lose a couple leaves. That's not due to the cichlids. The old leaves just, like that guy. Probably tomorrow, those leaves, the little wilty boys, they'll be floating. Not a big deal. They bounce back, they end up looking, beautiful and luscious. Just takes a little time, that's all.
Looks nice, Corey.
And the substrate of this is quite literally rocks. I mean, there's no dirt, there's no nothing. It is rocks.
Yeah. Well, you could do that. You could do that over dirt. You can't do it now. It's beyond the point. But how deep is that rock in there? Not very.
So there's about 3 fingers of rim, and the glass. You can't see, the light's not on down here, but
maybe 2 inches.
Probably about that much rim, and it comes up to the top. It was 2 50-pound bags, so 100 pounds in a 55.
Okay, so that's about 2 inches. That's pretty good. So that bottom inch has got dirt in it because it's collecting detritus.
110%. Yep, that's why the plants are growing. I just kind of tether them to rocks.
Yeah, exactly.
And make sure the bottoms are touching the glass, and that sword's been in there since I planted it. It's got algae on it and stuff, but I literally don't touch this tank. I don't clean it. I don't clean the front glass. I don't do anything to it. There's 2 rubber lip plecos in here, and what they don't do, I am not going to do. So
looking good.
Yeah, thank you. This was actually intended, the rocks and everything, just a literal temporary setup. I had no intentions of putting plants in it whatsoever, but every time I came down here and I look at them and no plants, it really started to bother me. So I'm like, well, I'll just stab some in the rocks, and if they don't make it, they don't make it. If they do, spectacular. But this will get dirted and everything else after it gets broken down and moved and reset up in the fish room. So
right. Nice, good looking fish.
I love them. People can say what they want, but yeah, they're feisty, but I think that adds to their charm. She spit her babies. That's the Johanny that always has babies. She spit them yesterday, so it was nice to see her eat this morning.
Right.
Her sabbatical of not eating for about 3 or 4 weeks.
I haven't done that in so many years. It just I need to do it again. I was involved with the very first Africans, Malawis, that were brought into the States. That would have been 1967, 68, along in there. When the only ones that were available were wild caught. and you could not do what you're doing there. You couldn't keep them together. You could not even keep a male and a female together.
Oh,
So
I bet they would just instantly just go after each other. It wouldn't even be one moment of separation. They would just instantly clash.
we put them in 10-gallon tanks divided with a pane of glass. And then when the female's tube dropped and the male's tube came down, they were ready to spawn. We'd lift the glass, they would immediately spawn, and then we'd separate them again right away. And that's how we got them going.
And kept them alive.
And kept them alive. That's exactly right. They're so strong. I can remember watching a male hit the side of a female and kill it. One hit right on the side was hard enough that it made its heart stop.
That's amazing.
Just incredibly aggressive.
One, if anybody's remembers, this is the one that I adopted who had his tail bitten off. And everybody's like, oh, he's going to die. He's going to die. Nope, there he is.
Right. So these have been bred in captivity now for probably 50 years. Long enough that it has changed their behavior. They're still aggressive, but not nearly as much as they were when they first began coming out of the lakes. They become, in 50 years and hundreds of generations, they've become much more adapted to aquarium life.
And I guess after several 100,000 generations, they've calmed down just enough to be able to not to kill each other instantly.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Which is good for us, the people who like to keep them.
Really. And you can keep them with other fish now, which you could not do it in the beginning. It was just impossible. They were far too aggressive.
Speaking of which.
Yeah, I see him.
Right next to an angelfish, just could not care less.
Exactly right. Yeah, look at that.
He's more interested in harassing that guy.
Nice. Well, thank you, Corey.
Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, indeed.
And Dina, I hope you feel better.
Yeah, I do too. I think she'll be all right by tomorrow.
Yeah. That's the oral surgery and dentist. Oof, just the thought of it just sends chills down my spine.
Good night, Corey. See you in the morning. Oh. So if you didn't get that, Corey works at Father Fish and is kind of my right-hand man. I've got a right-hand woman and a right-hand man. I have two right hands, actually. And I'm left-handed, so it works out real well. I have Brenda and Corey, which are, they just holding up two ends of this thing, the shop and the shipping, and just doing a remarkable job, just utterly remarkable. Have I thought about keeping a coral tank? I have done it in the past, and I will do it. I've got a tank right now that would lend itself to it. I don't have the salinity up high enough yet. There is a coral breeder, one of the top coral breeders in the country, has his shop about 10 miles from where I live. So I'm in a position to be able to get some really quite nice coral. And he maintains his systems as natural systems. So it's going to be something that once we get together on this, it'll be rather exciting. 3G is here. Hey, 3G.
Hey, Father Fish.
How are you?
Wonderful. How are you today?
I'm good. Boy, they're gorgeous, aren't they?
Thank you, sir. Give them a
They're-
little squirt of brine shrimp there. Even the big fish like that little bitty baby brine.
Oh, they do, don't they?
They go crazy for it.
Well, think about it size-wise. That brine shrimp, in terms of its relative size to the angel, would be the size of a grape, probably for us.
Right?
So it's eating grapes. That would
This
be
thing's got
about the relative size. Yeah,
he got a huge bump on his head.
he certainly does, doesn't he? It's a big old male.
That one's definitely easy to sex there.
Yeah, you bet. Another one right with him, and another one, and one female.
Yeah, I think I got one female and the rest are males. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see back here in the back against the wall back there or the Altums.
Oh, let me blow this up.
They're working on their baby brine shrimp.
Yeah, I see them. They look pretty good.
Yep, they're doing well. They're still pretty skittish. They've kind of learned that I'm the food guy, but still they don't know about me.
Right. Yeah, they're staying in the back, aren't they? Staying in the shadows.
Yep, boy, this is a 55 gallon, and they all 6 of them stay over in a little bitty corner over here most of the time.
Oh.
I put some guppies in here to try to make them feel at home, and hadn't helped.
Guppies are in one end and they're in the other.
Yeah, it's like the guppies are running the show.
Look at the babies.
They're in the snow globe. I need to do a water change on this.
Babies with baby tears.
Yes, the baby tears just are pearlweed.
Right.
That's LRB pearlweed. I got that from LRB at Aquascaping about 2 or 3 years ago.
Huh.
And it does well floating or
I gotta try to get some. I don't have any.
Here's your favorite again. All paradise. All paradise fish.
That is a glut of. Are they air breathing yet? It looks like they are.
Oh yes.
Yeah, they're coming to the top. That's why they're all hanging where they are. Yeah. When they're born, all of the labyrinth fish, like those and the gouramis and the bettas, when they're born, they have rudimentary gills and they actually take oxygen out of the water column. But then they reach a point where their labyrinth develops enough for them to be able to gulp air in from the surface and be able to breathe that way.
I was not aware of that. I thought they pretty much was able to do that from the beginning.
No, they have a rudimentary gill at the beginning.
Well, that was the Bulgarians.
Found them.
There's quite a few baby golds in the back there. They're having their brine shrimp.
Oof.
There's a bunch of pearl scales.
Yeah, those are the ones I have. I've got that same strain.
These little angelfish here, they have picked that little plant to death. This is a grow out tank, and so the plants are in little containers there, so there's not a lot of them, but
Right. Right.
I don't normally have angelfish do that to plants, but this group did.
Ooh. Well, it's a very tender plant, so
Yes, it is.
easy for them to pull off a piece of leaf and eat it.
Well, what you got? You got somebody behind me? I'll show some more. Show some more of my old tanks.
Let me see. I don't think we do. No, you're it. Looks like. Let's keep it rolling. Somebody was asking me. Oh, yeah. I wanted to see your discus.
That's a 75, and I added 2 new discus. They're in the back corner back there. They're snow white or pearl white or.
Wow.
In the
No,
back behind.
I have an importer who just got a few thousand discus in. I need to go visit him and see what he's got. Get some more.
The other one's a photo bomb, and they're seeing I'm trying to show the white one, so they're going to just take turns.
Right. Oh, there he is.
passing. Yeah, they're back there in the plant, 2 of them.
Yeah, they're both white, huh?
Both white, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready for them to quit being shy and come out and hang out with the other ones.
Well, they will. They're a little smaller, aren't they?
Just a little bit, yeah. Not much, but when I feed them, usually they come on out. But I guess because I got the camera out, they're not too happy.
That's what it is, right?
All right. Well, I guess I've taken up enough of your time. I scared him.
Looking good. Thank you, 3G. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me up. Just wanted to fill some time.
Take care. Bye for now.
Yes, sir. We'll see you Sunday.
Wonderful. Bye-bye. All right. What are we doing time-wise here? We got about half an hour. Let's see what else is going on here. Lads are saying angels are hard to keep. If you're having trouble with them, try to get some from a local breeder. They're almost everywhere. There are people who have angels, breed angels, and grow them out. And try to get a half a dozen or so 1-inch angels. Put them in a planted tank, a dirted planted tank, and then as much as you're able to feed them live food. We've begun feeding shrimp, chopped up little pieces of frozen shrimp, which is a wonderful food for a fish. You need to make sure it's in tiny, tiny pieces because they can't eat a big chunk of it. It tends to get hard pretty quickly. They're very firm and they can't break it down, but little tiny pieces. If you can't do anything else, then you can do that at least. Raw shrimp or even raw fish in tiny pieces, put it in a blender and chop it up fine. The finer, the better. You're not going to waste it. They'll eat the tiniest pieces. The more a fish move, the shorter is its lifespan, Foxmaster says. That's probably that's interesting. I don't know that it's true. In a fish tank, I think the principle is expenditure of energy. And I think you're probably right about that. Who is this? Just came up. Vanita Holzer. Hello, Vanita.
Hi, Father Fish. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's Wednesday, so I thought I'd come on and show you another tank.
Oh, wonderful.
It's kind of yellow because we've got a grow bulb light over the top for the plants, and it casts a yellow lighting on the tank. But this is it's a community tank, but it has mostly angelfish in it. There's Bull. He's our big old male, and that little, if I can get a picture of him here, usually he's a ham too, but got a little gold one up above him, that's his mate. They haven't had any babies, of course, because they're in a community tank, and
It's a beautiful day. Look at the finish on him.
isn't that pretty?
Oh, he's
He
stunning.
just amazes me. He just keeps getting bigger and bigger and
Wow.
finnage
Yeah,
longer and longer. I've never seen anything like it.
It's really impressive.
Thank you.
Pretty,
Yeah, and I think my tiger lotus it's not really putting up any leaves at the moment. I took out all of the ones at the top, and it must be adjusting or acclimating to
I think
low
so.
growth.
I think they kind of have to start over.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But there's still some red in there.
Yeah, it looks it's there, right?
Yeah. But so I hear Dina is sick. She's not feeling well.
Not feeling well. Yeah, she's not sick. She's just in pain. She spent 6
Okay.
6 hours at the dentist yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
They capped a whole bunch of teeth, and they
Okay.
did. You know how you can do things the easy way or the hard way.
Yes.
They did it the hard way,
Oh, no.
so they made it really tough on her.
Well, I hope she gets to feeling better fast, that the pain goes
Well,
away quickly.
I do too. The mouth heals pretty quickly, so we're hoping by tomorrow
It
she'll be
does.
in better shape. She looks good.
Okay, well, hopefully.
So
Oh, good.
Yeah, she's happy about
Hopefully
that.
she'll be
and
here Sunday.
I'm sure she'll be back Sunday. Sure, she
I'm
will.
trying to show you our Frank. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping she'll be back Sunday. I miss her today. Tell her I missed her.
Right, well, she's right here, I think. She's in the chat, I believe.
Oh, okay.
But she's still awake. She may not be.
Yeah.
She's been trying to hang out in the chat.
I'm trying to show you Frank. He's our blue-eyed lemon Placo. So I bet you can't guess the reason why we named him Frank.
Yeah, right. Look at yeah, do you see him? Let's see his nose.
Yeah. Yeah, we call him Frank after Frank Sinatra. I think it's really a her.
Frank Sinatra.
I don't think it's a male at all. Yeah, Frank Sinatra.
Right.
And then we got him when he was small. And smaller, I should say.
See the holes in the leaves?
Uh-huh.
He's doing that.
Oh, is he doing that?
Yeah, now look at the leaf above it. That's green and healthy.
Okay.
Okay, that's because he's eating the dead part of the leaves.
Okay.
So he's not eating green leaves. He's not eating healthy leaves. He's eating the leaves that are dying. And that's very normal.
So he's doing what we got him for.
Exactly.
That's very normal. Good. And he's got some good pieces of wood back there. I don't know. We've got a piece of wood underneath that lily, or the lotus rather, that I don't think you can see because the lotus is pretty big and covers it. But then we have another one back there at the back, and he likes to get on that sometime. We lost him just recently. He was gone for about 4 or 5 days.
Wow.
And we couldn't figure out where he went. And we had another fish tank we were setting up for some baby gold angels. And we went to put the filter on it. And I told my husband, I says, I think there's a fish in the tank. And about, a couple, 3 hours later, sure enough, it was Frank. So when we turned the filter off on this particular tank, I think he must have, prior to that, gotten up into that filter.
Wow. Yeah, they
So
can
he was
do
gone
that.
for a few days.
Wow. They can get into strange places.
He does. I would never have thought it. And we were just completely perplexed because we'd just seen him a couple days before, and then all of a sudden he just disappeared.
Here,
And
right?
we were trying to blame somebody for eating him, but there
Yeah,
really wasn't anybody to blame. He was just,
somebody brought in 2 Cynodontas over the weekend, and there's
mm-hmm.
only one of them swimming around. So I have no idea where the other one is. But we'll see it eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, that'll be, I love the Cynodontis.
I love the tank. Great.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you for having me on. And
You're very welcome. Where are you located?
we are in a little town called Freeman in Missouri, just about 35 miles south of Kansas City.
Freeman, Missouri. Oh my goodness. Wow. Near KC. Well, thank you so much for coming up.
Well, you're welcome, and I'll see you next Wednesday, but we'll be watching on Sunday.
Very good. Well, you can come up Sunday too if you like. We're doing show and tell on Sundays as well. So
I knew that. Yeah, we don't have but maybe 11 tanks, so I was trying not to run out too fast, but I might come up on Sunday.
Is that all? Is that all?
That's all.
Thank you, Vivian.
Yeah, our biggest one is a 135 that we're just now working on. So.
Oh my, how wonderful! That'll be exciting to see that.
It's very exciting. We've got some baby angels in it, and I put one of my Bulgarian greens in it, and then we're going to put discus in it. That's what we ultimately went in there. So we're excited. We're anxious.
Excellent.
Yeah. But I will maybe see you on Sunday, but I will definitely be watching.
Take care. Thank you.
You too. Thanks, Father Fish.
Bye. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see. What else is going on here? Yeah, I found a pleco on the ground the other day on the floor. I'd been pulling plants out, and it came out with a plant and flopped on the floor. It had been there probably 20 minutes more and was fine. They are an air breather, so that so long as they don't dry out too quickly, they can live a long time out of water. Same with the quarries. The quarries can live a long time out of water too because they also are air breathers. They go to the surface, get a little bubble of air, release one and grab a new one, and then are good for 15, 20 minutes or so before they need another one. Ooh, what else is going on here? Ben Sharp is here. Hello, Ben. Nice to see you. Mr. Stringer. Can I put sand from my local creek as a substrate for my aquarium? Yes, absolutely. Also, can I use walnut leaves? Yes, you can. Make sure that they are dry. And that they are not picked off of the tree, that they have genuinely fallen from the tree and are dried. Walnut leaves contain some oils, so you want to be somewhat careful about it. You might put them in water before you put them in the tank to give them a chance to leak out any oils that may be left in the leaves. But one of the chapters in the book is a fairly extensive chapter on leaves, and I don't remember how many it covers, but a lot. And it covers them in detail showing um, the benefits of certain leaves in terms of what they provide nutritionally. So that's going to be exciting, I think, for a lot of folks. All right, how are we doing? We're down. We got about 15 minutes left here. So yes, the sand. One of the benefits of using sand from a creek is that it contains the bacteria and the microfauna that the system needs in order to be able to thrive. So it's actually a superior quality of sand. It's live sand as opposed to dried, dead sand. So whenever you can, if you have access to sand in a creek or a stream, even a river, probably not a pond. But if you have access to live sand, by all means use it, and use it for the entire sand layer. You can put a small amount on top, and that'll be good. If you can use more, if you can get more, by all means use it. It's perfect. I do that in my saltwater tanks, and I go down deep enough to begin to get some of the nutrients that are in there as well. And that's all I use in the salt tank. I don't try to put any other nutrients in with it. Partly because the salt itself contains an immense amount of dissolved minerals, and provides those minerals as needed in the system as they're able to be absorbed by the microfauna, the bacteria, the archaea, the ferns and algae. What am I thinking? Right. Fungus. Thank you. The fungi. Fungi. Oh my. Can you put regular almond leaves? You certainly can. Almond leaves are very slow to break down, so you also need fruit tree leaves or maple leaves or ash leaves or something else that's going to break down more quickly along with that. You want both. They contain different minerals. They have different food value and also break down at different rates. So they're providing nutrient to different populations of microfauna. So not only one kind of leaf, but as wide a variety as you can manage. The brown crinkle kinds, that's right, exactly. Lake Missoula says, my river sand is cleaner than store-bought. Yeah, probably is. Probably is. If you will go down deeper into that sand, you'll begin to get a more nutrient-rich sand, and you can use that as well. Particularly when you're setting it up, because those finer particles will stay down in it. They're not going to wash up into the water column. Father Fish sounded like Mr. Miyagi in Karate Kid when he says, "Bonsai, bonsai, fungi." I like river sand and pool filter sand. Absolutely. Yeah, I need to get creek sand or river sand. I'm not using it, and I really should. And I've got it available to me. There's no excuse for not using it. You know, I'm right near the ocean here. I can get all the sand in the world. I just haven't made an effort to do it, but I think it's It's coming. It's going to happen. I did it in my brackish tank, and that's proving itself. We're going to be in the next week or two doing another collecting trip for that tank. So we'll be getting more life back in it. I don't know if you knew it. We had a power failure, a pump failure, and it was the only pump that was working. At least the only pump that was circulating sufficiently. And as a result, we had a catastrophic die-off in one night. A few hours, it was dreadful. Just everything was wiped out. I think it happened primarily because we had left the lights on. We didn't have a timer, and the lights were on and on and on. So it was building tremendous amount of algae. And at night, with that pump stopping, the water change, the CO2 exchange stopped, and the plants were drawing down oxygen, the fish were drawing down oxygen, the bacteria were drawing down oxygen, everything was drawing down oxygen, and there wasn't enough left to replace it, and so it began that slow, steady crash where one thing goes and another, and then it gets worse and worse and worse. By the time I got there in the morning, there were 2 or 3 mollies left at the top. That was it. The water was like milk. Everything was dead. It was rather catastrophic because the tank had been doing so well. I just put a new group of saltwater fish in it that I was enormously excited about, and we lost it all. So I didn't drain it. I let it sit, got the filters back working, let it sit. Within 3 days, it was clear. Within the week, it was fine. It was back to normal. It's been now 2 weeks, I think, since that happened. It'll be another week or 2 before I'm able to get new material for it, and then we'll be right back in it. We will this time be sure to leave 4 inches at the top so that the sump pump that I have hooked up will be spraying water into it continuously. If that had been happening, we probably would not have lost everything. So there are certain things that we can do to correct. The principle, especially in saltwater, is to have 2 sources of moving water. And we had through what one of them was really ineffective. And when the other one went out, curiously, we had 2 circulating pumps in there, plus the canister, but they were much too powerful. They were creating just a tidal surge of water. It was really very intense. So I took one out. If I'd left it in there, it probably would not have resulted in that, although some of the fish were stressing from the excess turbulence in the water. Anyway. Interesting comment. Deconta says, the older you get, you watch movies differently. I did your recommendation. This is a super sunfish. Putting dried leaves on the 2nd inch of sand. Buried a bit of dry leaves an inch down, and then my carpeting or spreading faster. Yeah, that's a good idea. If you can chop up those leaves even, and then put them in the 1st inch of sand on top of that, and then a layer of sand on that, it'll give you a mulch layer that'll be further up in the substrate that'll provide more nutrient. It's a good thing to do. It was horrible. It was. Absolutely. James Latham at Eco Complete. Can I start adding leaves and twigs? What you should do first is add at least 1 inch of sand. What that's going to do is cap off the Eco Complete so that it can reabsorb nutrients as they come into it and not simply wash them out into the water column. So it'll provide a sponge-like kind of capacity that'll benefit the substrate by just capping it 1 inch. If you want to put something else on top of that to affect the look of it, you certainly can do that. But capping Eco Complete is an important step in being able to stabilize the substrate. And again, you can add a little bit of that leaf material in the sand as you're putting it down, and then build more of it on top, because as it breaks down, it'll precipitate through that sand into the Eco Complete, which will make a dirt layer of that. So that's the real value of doing it that way. Yeah, more surface area breaking of leaves. It's true. Trouble growing stem plants in sand. Is it just sand, or do you have a dirt layer under it? If it's just sand, then you need to be building up a substantial food web in order to begin getting nutrients in there. You can add coir or peat moss to the water. It's going to discolor it, but it will settle out, and it'll settle down into that sand. It kind of makes a mess for a little while, but it's pretty effective at getting nutrients into the substrate, and it doesn't make a mess for long. In a week or two, it'll be cleared up. Can you grow grass from a yard in a tank? No. It's a different kind of plant. It's a plant that takes its nutrients and its air from the air, not out of water. It'll drown in water. It won't survive. Oh, it has dirt under it. Oh, well, that's fine. Just add some. Oh, you're saying has dirt under it, right? Well, then put them down a little deeper. Just plant them a little deeper. Get the roots closer to the soil. Well, grass won't work. It's the wrong kind of plant. It's not an aquatic plant. It's a terrestrial plant. Filters can be recharged in the sun. Charcoal. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You can recharge charcoal. You can put it in an oven and recharge it. It's really a matter of just driving the moisture out of it. That's the key. You drive the moisture out, then it's recharged. So the sun can do that. Put it in the oven at the highest heat. And you don't need to leave it in there a long time. Half an hour, 15 minutes to half an hour is certainly long enough. Well, the prodigious one has made it.
What's up, guy?
Hi there. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too.
Thank you.
I redid my tank again because I wanted to add some bamboo.
Okay.
So I wanted to show you guys real quick.
Yes.
This is this is what it looks like.
Let's see if we can get you in landscape. Very good.
Yeah. And I apologize, Vice. I got two little guppies
Oh, good.
and a new corridor right here.
Nice. Yep. Little stir by.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. That's my favorite.
How much do they go for?
I don't know. I think I'm selling them for 10 or 12 or something like that.
Okay, because at the fish store, he just sold it to me for 4. So,
So that's a really good price.
yeah, I was like, heck yeah, I'll take it.
Really good price. They're normally about $5 wholesale. So he didn't
Oh,
know
okay.
what he was doing, probably.
Yeah, he was probably just like, it's a regular.
Just getting rid of it. Yeah.
But yeah, this is, how do you think the new setup is nicer, or?
I do. I like it. Absolutely.
I think it looks more tranquil and they have a
Right.
little bit more like room to
Right.
move around.
Really. Looking good. You're getting there. You're getting
Yeah.
there.
Tell you what, these guppies are really they're really active.
Nice. Erie is here. Hey, Erie.
Alrighty, yo, sir. I'll catch you later.
Thank you. Very good. Thank you.
Thank
The
you. Always nice to
prodigious
be on.
one. Bye for now. Oh, very nice. Oh, what else is going on here? What was this? God First says, "Hi, Father Fish crew. Recently lost a Bolivian ram. Water parameters look good, pretty big already when I picked it up. Do they have shorter lifespans? Not necessarily, and sometimes you just never know what happened. There are things going on that we are not aware of and can never be aware of. It's always that never easy sometimes finding out why a fish died. I try to do necropsies as much as possible, but I'm not a biologist and I really don't know what I'm looking for, so I don't always see anything. Erie likes the beard. Yeah, I think I'm down with the beard. Definitely down with the beard. Matt CC. Hello, good to see you. Top of the bamboo must be out of water or it will drown. It's a bog plant. It is not an aquatic plant. It is a plant that likes to have its feet wet, if you will. And it can tolerate portions of its stem being wet, but it is a terrestrial plant. It is not an aquatic plant. It is what is referred to as a bog plant. It grows in moist to wet soil, but it grows immersed, that is up and out of the water. Dooby-doo. Can pitcher plant from a swamp grow in a paludarium? Absolutely. Absolutely. Marginal plants, yes. Let's see, Ossie is talking about marginals. Marginals are plants that grow around the edge of a pond or a creek or a stream. They're on the margins of, and so again, they're growing in very wet soil. And many of them are also able to grow submerged. Baby tears is a good example of a plant that will grow submersed and also will grow as a terrestrial. It'll grow out of the water and in the water. Not a lot of plants can do that. In the water, the baby tears will grow long stems. So it'll kind of grow toward the top. On land, it does not grow stems. It rather grows roots at every nodule and acts like a carpeting plant. It looks more like a moss. So it grows in two very different ways, depending on whether it's in the water or out of the water. The oldest fish of all time that I have. You know what's funny? Probably these fundulas that are in here. I've had them for about 5 years. That's the top minnow. Here he says, my valve is finally taken off. I'm almost scared, he says. Well, okay, we're down to it here, guys.
As they swim about their home. I love my little fishies as they swim about their home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow high, and they're drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never found a peace that comes from watching my fishes as they swim about their home.
Wonderful to be with you.
My heart is happy and I am
We'll be back Sunday.
to sit and
New
watch
video
them
coming
swim.
out. We're going to be live on Saturday throughout the day. So if you're around, close to your phone or computer, just
and their colors begin to glow high, and
Very
drawn
cool.
into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
all right. Love you all. Bye for now.